This is how you direct like a pro, even if you never went to film school. Stick around till the end. I'm going to give you the missing piece you need to get rid of imposter syndrome for good. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever started a project feeling unstoppable, only to hit a moment where everything suddenly feels bigger than you? There's a big actor, a large crew, a producer watching, someone on set who seems to know more. Suddenly you're thinking, oh my God, they're going to know. They're going to find me out. Now, today, I want to show you how to never experience that panic again. By the end of this video, you'll have a simple method to allow you to make every directing decision from a place of clarity. If you're new here, my name is Miguel Parga. I am the best-selling author of What They Didn't Teach You in Film School and Make Your Own Movies. I've been teaching directors for 18 years. And here's what I've noticed. There comes a moment in every director's life when the tricks stop working. You've done a few projects, they went well, you relied on instinct, you copied what you liked, and you felt your way through it. And that's okay for a while. Then one day you land a project that's bigger than you. Suddenly you realize, I don't actually know why I make the choices I make. That's not a talent problem. That's a clarity problem. And clarity comes from one thing, the core. You know those directors that seem calm on set? They don't hesitate, they don't waffle, they don't over-explain. It looks like confidence, but what it really is alignment. They know what their story is about at its core. So every choice flows from that. Today, I'm going to show you how to find that core using a method that completely changed the way I direct. And once you understand this, everything starts to fall into place. Now, this technique comes from Stella Adler. She used to say, an artist is always shopping. But shopping for what? For impressions. For moments that activate their imagination. Here's the key. If the story doesn't activate you, how can you possibly activate anybody else? So instead of analyzing the scene technically, you start by asking, what jumps out at me? Not logically, emotionally. Let me show you what I mean. Take the I'm not a replicant scene from Blade Runner, one of my favorite scenes to teach. You've heard me talk about it before. Now, Rachel suspects she isn't human, so she goes to Deckard for answers. Now, on the surface, this is just a detective scene, but impressions help you go deeper. When I watch this scene, here's what activates my imagination. Deckard knows she's not human. He's cruel to her. He dismisses her memories. He emotionally distances himself from her. Why? Because his job is to kill replicants. He has to dehumanize her in order to function. Meanwhile, Rachel is doing the opposite. She's clinging to her humanity. She shows him a photograph. She's desperate to prove she's real. Suddenly, I get this impression. The androids are trying to be more human, while the humans are trying to be less human. Boom. That's it. That's the core that activates me. That's my controlling idea. A world where humans have forgotten how to be human. Now watch what happens. Once I have that core, everything clicks. Camera angles, sharp on him, more intimate and malleable on her. Lighting, cold on him, warmer on her. Performance direction, Deckard resists empathy, Rachel reaches for it. It's like she's bending him back to the way he should be. And he can't help it. He can't help recognize his own humanity. He hasn't killed it all yet. You see how this works? Now I'm not guessing, I'm directing towards something. That's the difference between amateur chaos and professional clarity. Imposter syndrome doesn't come from lack of talent. It comes from lack of understanding. You've made films, but if someone asks you, why did you frame it that way? You may say something like, it just felt right. And that works for a while until pressure increases. Because professionals can explain their choices not in technical jargon, but in purpose. And that purpose comes from the core. Let me tell you about one of my students, one of the most talented cinematographers I've ever taught. This kid really had everything: beautiful lighting, masterful camera control, especially handheld, an eye that could pull you into a frame instantly. So he brought in the Joker interrogation scene from The Dark Knight into my class. He's going to get a kick out of this because we got into a huge argument about it, and I think that argument made him a better filmmaker. So the scene visually was stunning. The actor playing the Joker had an uncanny Heath Ledger imitation. But something was missing. It was empty. Why? Because it was imitation, not intention. So we stopped focusing on performance and we asked, what's this character really about? And we took impressions. What activated us? So here's what we found. To live without rules is the only way to feel alive. Everyone else is just a puppet. And that was the core. Suddenly, everything changed. The actor stopped copying mannerisms, right? He started making choices from belief. His posture changed, his pacing changed, his tone changed. The scene became alive. Same lighting, same camera, different core. That student, Jack, went on to create some of the strongest work I've seen come out of film school because he stopped directing images and started directing meaning. If you want to see some of his work, I'm going to put a link down below. Okay? Now here's the truth. Your audience doesn't care about your shot list. They care about resonance. Your job is to clarify the emotional journey so the audience sees themselves in it. When Rachel fights to prove her humanity, we see our own fear of being unseen. When the Joker rejects rules, we see our own frustration with a broken system. That's resonance. And resonance only happens when you know what your story is about. Not plot, not genre, core. Now here's how you apply this starting today. Number one, take impressions. Watch or read your scene, write down what activates your imagination. No overthinking, just instinct. Number two, find the recurring idea. Is it about power, belonging, control, freedom, humanity? Look for patterns. Number three, articulate it in one sentence. Example, humans have forgotten how to be human. Or, living without rules feels like freedom. Find the idea that moves the story and that moves your needle. You can't say it simply, you don't have it yet. Keep searching. And number four, direct everything towards that idea. Every shot, every note to the actors, every lighting choice. Now you're aligned. The crew feels it, the actors feel it, and the audience will feel it too. If this resonates with you, the next step isn't better camera gear, it's better story clarity. In my mini course From Meh to Masterpiece, I break down the secret code behind stories that actually hit. Not surface level tricks, but the structural core that makes choices obvious. If you're tired of guessing, if you're tired of imposter syndrome, if you want to walk onto set knowing exactly what you're doing, that's where you start. Link is below. Hit like and subscribe, and remember, don't just direct your stories, direct your life.